Hey y'all, so the day has come. I have a kindergartner and a second grader both in school, so I have a little bit more time to myself. Yay! Today I wanted to talk to y'all about process art and what it is and why it's important. Okay, so I'll be honest. When my kids were little and we first started drawing and creating, I used to show them what to do. I would look up cute crafts on Pinterest or draw from Ed Emberley's drawing books. And don't get me wrong, I still love Pinterest, but I've learned to give the kids a lot more creative freedom. And so that means stopping myself from saying, don't forget the arms or smooth out this spot. It's hard, y'all. It really is. I'm a recovering perfectionist. But telling them they have to do things a certain way limits their creative thinking. And they're really creative. They really don't need our help to tell them how to do something. I've discovered what they call process art. Process art emphasizes the process of creating the art over the outcome or the product. So it emphasizes the creating and experimenting and the trying new things, testing out the materials. And if you end up with a good end product, that's just a bonus. That's not the point. The point is to enjoy the process. If you're a perfectionist like me, then yes, this can be hard. Just take a deep breath and go with the flow. Sometimes I just give them the supplies and walk away before I'm tempted to comment on how they're doing something or what they're making. But the great news is that process art is super easy. You just give them the supplies and see what they come up with. You don't have to plan. There's no pre-cutting out templates or counting out pom-poms. Cut all the prep work and just let them create. You can change out the supplies to keep it interesting, challenge them to make something with recycled household items. It's so fun to see their imaginations at work. You don't have to be artsy or crafty to encourage your children to be creative. You can start with simple things like crayons and markers and then add in little surprises like confetti and bottle caps. As they get older, change out the supplies and try different techniques. You can keep it interesting, find unexpected objects, or paint with items from nature, or use old toys as stamps. There's all sorts of fun things you can do to keep it interesting. And when your kids do want to learn to draw specific things, have them observe the objects. We used to play a game where we would find straight lines, angle lines, curved lines, circles and dots in everyday objects around us. And then they can explore and draw things from their own ideas instead of like a step-by-step drawing book. I do really love doodle books. Doodle books, unlike step-by-step drawing books, still allow them to be creative. It doesn't feel like there's a right or wrong, but it does teach them how to draw in ways. And like this is an example. They got to decorate the dress however they wanted. And it shows them some ideas, and then they can do their own. So it's a good way to get started, because sometimes a blank page can be really intimidating. So doodle books are so fun. I love them. If you're planning a group activity, just take a moment to think about whether each child's art will be unique or is it a little too cookie cutter. Be flexible and let them have a little bit of creative control over the outcome. Resist the temptation to show them a model of how it should be done. My mother-in-law loves to do crafts with the girls, and she usually has a general idea of what it should be, but she does allow them to put their own personality into it. They chose their own papers and their own hairstyles, and this one has boots and one has wings, and so they're a little different and unique. I still struggle with this, y'all. It's not an easy transition to make. I love beautiful end products, but it's important to let them build those creative muscles and gain confidence. You have to let them do it how they want to do it and not tell them there's a right or wrong. And so you'll get projects like this where they took a paint palette and added confetti, and it's their own scene. And it's still a beautiful end product to me, really, but there was no end goal in mind. They just were able to create for the sake of creating, and they had fun doing it. So at this point, my kids will fight me if I try to tell them to do something a certain way anyway. You just learn to let it go. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the process over product method of art and any questions you have or challenges you face. And please let me know any other topics that you would like to hear from me about. So bye for now, and thanks for watching.